Dwight Howard had a workout with Golden State recently, and he met up with the team, he worked out with the team, and he also had a workout with Draymond Green and Chris Paul as well. And I'm assuming this was for the team to see if they have any interest in him and if they want to sign him for this coming season. And then we heard most recently that they don't want to sign him. Now, I know that NBA decision makers, they know their team's needs better than we do, and they also know what direction they want to take their team in the future, something that we're never going to know. And so maybe they had a good reason for not signing him, and I'm not going to second guess that, but what I do want to talk about is the fact that Dwight Howard is severely underrated. I think right now, given his age and his experience so far, I think that he still has something to offer to any NBA team, given he comes off the bench. The best example of this is when he most recently played for the Los Angeles Lakers. That team actually won the title, and the best parts about that team that I don't think get nearly enough recognition is the dynamic that him and JaVale McGee had at the center position. So both of them shared minutes at that center position, and this allowed Anthony Davis to play at the 4 instead of the 5. And one thing that you always knew if either of those two players were on the court is that, they're going to be blocking shots, they're going to be hustling, they're going to be playing defense, and if there's ever a time for an easy layup or an easy dunk, they're going to get it done. In other words, they're going to get those easy points if the opportunity's there. And I think that came in so crucial for the team. They won that title, and a lot of the credit publicly goes out to like LeBron or Anthony Davis. But I really do think that JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard were the unsung heroes of that roster. And I at least think that they deserve more than to not be on an NBA team. Luckily for JaVale McGee, he did end up staying in the NBA, but he had to find his own team again. But Dwight Howard actually had to go play internationally because the NBA didn't want him. And, I disagree with that. One of their point guards right now is going to be Chris Paul, who played for Lob City, way in the past. And one of the things with Lob City is that, whenever you're dribbling up the court and you just throw the ball up, either Blake Griffin or DeAndre Jordan, they were going to be there to catch it and to dunk it. It's the easiest way to get transition points, is the easiest way to put up, points on the board. And it's what made them so fun to watch and so efficient too. And I think that Dwight Howard can still offer that lob threat. And given that, Chris Paul's on the team now and he still has that passing ability and that high IQ, that dynamic can still be there. That duo can still be there. They can be a smaller version of Lob City. So in other words, I just still think he has something to offer. And if not Golden State, then I hope at least another team gives him a chance. I know that when Dwight Howard played for the Orlando Magic very early in his career, he was one of the most dominant players in the NBA. He took that team to the finals. He was a multiple-time defensive MVP and a multiple-time All-Star as well. And so clearly he was just dominating the league. And I think what went wrong for him is that the NBA started to change, right? When he first was in the league, the NBA had a preference for the traditional big man. The guy that's 7 feet tall, the guy that's very muscular, the guy that kind of just stands around the rim, and blocks a few shots, dunks a little bit. And that's about all that was expected out of a big man. And ever since then, I think the league has been changing. And now they want big men that are very agile, that are quick on their feet, that have the ability to, to dribble the ball up the court if necessary. They want a player that can have either a spot-up two-pointer or even take a three sometimes. The NBA wants leaner and faster big men. And Dwight Howard needs credit for that too, because I will say that he didn't adapt quick enough, and that's why he fell off in the first place. But at the same time now, if you compare his size, he is much smaller, muscular-wise. He is much faster on his feet. He can jump much higher. He is adapting now, and that has to go for something at least. But either way, that's just my opinion. Golden State kind of indirectly said that they don't want him, and they probably have good reason for that too. They've decided with Kevon Looney as their starting center. It also does make me wonder what he can offer that Dwight Howard can't. But at the same time, I know that Golden State wants to continue the small ball lineup, and maybe they have enough talent at the center position to not bring Dwight Howard on, and that's completely fair. I also read online that they want to sign more wings instead of more centers, and they do also have an extra roster spot available. And so, as of now, he doesn't have a team, but he is exploring his options. And, if all goes well, then at least one of these other teams will bring him on board for the veterans minimum. So that's my opinion. I would love to hear yours as well. Number one, do you think he still deserves a spot on any NBA team? Do you still think he has something to give? And then number two, realistically, do you think that a team is going to give it to him? Let me know. If you haven't subscribed already, then please consider doing so. And I will see you in the next one.